What's up guys, welcome back to my channel Anime Fiction. I'm back with a new episode of what up Naruto was Goku's Descendant part 11. And if you did enjoy the video, give this video a like. If you're new to my channel and like my content, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more crossover fictions with the twist. Now let's begin this new video.
Beasts fight in chapter 23. Naruto observed Haku changing his footing, which caused Naruto to do the same. Haku abruptly formed a seal, and Naruto noticed a surge in Haku's chakra, as well as a dull blue light outlining Haku's figure, or rather his chakra was only seen radiating from his body. "Whoa, that's one chakra spike," Naruto said, widening his eyes at Haku. "Naruto, you must prepare yourself." As soon as Haku finished warning him, he was in front of Naruto, his first in Naruto's face slamming across his cheek, and Naruto's eyes wide in surprise, his teeth bare and clenched. Naruto was catapulted through the air by a Haku punch, only to be halted by Haku appearing behind him and kicking Naruto in the face once more. Naruto collides with the ground in a nasty-looking tumble, and as soon as he leaps back up into the air to body flicker behind Haku, cutting his hidden kunai towards his back, Haku vanishes with sheer speed, startling Naruto once more. Naruto swiftly looked to his left, saw Haku dash at him, and countered by springing forward, cutting his hidden kunai forward, only for Haku to avoid once more. When Naruto's hidden kunai appeared to slash him, Haku moved in such a way that he left almost a lens flare of his form behind, moving just to Naruto's right, and when Haku grasps Naruto's arm, he knees Naruto in the stomach, sending him up into the air while also losing grip on his hidden kunai. Haku sprang up at Naruto so swiftly that he appeared to be behind him the next second, throwing yet another kick to his back that sent Naruto flying into the pavement. Naruto was not about to let that happen, so he used his hands to stop his crash before flipping himself into a crouched stance, and as he peered over his shoulder, he saw Haku rushing right for him again. Naruto twisted his form, aiming both of his hands at Haku, and performed the rapid ki blast barrage once more, but as Haku approached, he was expertly deflecting each of Naruto's ki blasts moving to his left and right, all without breaking stride. In desperation, Naruto produces two balls of ki within both his palms, bringing his hands close together as if performing a Kamehameha, and merges the two balls of ki to create a charged ki blast. Naruto launches the charged ki blast forward, only for Haku to form an ice mirror in front of him, allowing the charged ki blast to collide with it without causing any damage, and the next thing that surprised Naruto was Haku dashing straight through that same ice mirror, slamming his forehead into Naruto, causing him to fall back. Haku then attempts to slice Naruto with his senbon needles as he falls back, but his needles fail to contact as Naruto uses the body flicker to make an emergency escape. Haku looked for Naruto with his eyes and senses, only to look up and see four shadow clones of Naruto drop from all sides surrounding him, all four clones hitting him at the same time, but Haku was dodging or blocking their strikes. Haku was definitely faster than he had been previously. It wasn't until Haku was done being on the defensive for the time being that he quickly strikes all four of them, but you had to keep your eyes on Haku very attentively or you would have missed it. When Haku goes on the offensive, it appears as if all four shadow clones were knocked back by nothing, but if they hadn't been watching with their sharp eyes, they would have missed his hardly detectable strikes on the shadow clones. Each shadow clone explodes into smoke, leaving behind Haku, who had merely stood in his same place before suddenly ducking under Naruto's kick, which materialized behind him in midair using a body flicker. Naruto had little time to react as the rear of Haku's left foot was delivered within his chest, launching him back into the air, but Naruto was already recovering as he spun back into the air. Haku shifted again, vanishing from his position, and when Naruto landed, trusting his senses, he took out a block to his left, his staff now on one knee, as Haku pushed down with an ice-made sword. "Are you having any trouble, Naruto?" Haku inquired. "No way, this is just getting started," Naruto exclaimed, shoving Haku back and away. Naruto soars back through the air after shoving Haku away, using his favorite jutsu. "Kamehama," Naruto exclaimed as he charged his attack. "Ha!" Naruto unleashes a weaker Kamehameha than he did earlier on Haku. Haku, who has now regained his feet after Naruto has pushed him aside, sees the beam approaching him and dives into the air, dodging the Kamehameha wave as the beam leaves behind a minor explosion spreading small amounts of debris. Haku should not have allowed the explosion to distract his vision because he suddenly looks up to see Naruto howling aloud, dropping from above and delivering a mighty right punch across Haku's face, and everyone else watching from below saw the many pieces of Haku's mask scatter about from Naruto's punch. The two were dropping toward the bridge floor, with Haku quickly rolling himself backwards, and when his feet struck the earth, he sprang away, leaving a small puff of dust behind, and Naruto did the same, putting distance between Haku and himself. Haku was back in a crouch with his head down, and Naruto immediately stood back up, bringing up his posture in preparation for what was to come. Naruto fixed his gaze on Haku ahead, having smashed his mask in order to view his face because he remembered feeling his chakra somewhere previously. "Well done," Haku exclaimed. Haku rose up, his head still down, and as he slowly brought it up, revealing his face, Naruto's eyes widened, instantly recalling him. "You? Yes, me." Even Sasuke's eyes widened with surprise. "That's the same person who was with Naruto yesterday in the forest." "But why?" Naruto inquired. "You'd have no idea. So then, those herbs you were gathering were for Zabuza, and that scum is your friend? It's too bad you didn't know. If you had known or realized I was serving under Zabuza, you could have stopped me and avoided all of this. Why are you working for Zabuza and Gado? Don't you realize what you're doing to this country?" raged Naruto. "I don't serve Gado. I serve Zabuza, and Zabuza doesn't work for that man." "That still doesn't answer my question. If you two hated Gado so much, you could have just stopped him and saved the country. The man provides us with shelter. The reason must be so they can remain hidden from any tracker ninja of the mist or any other enemies they may have made," Kabuto reasoned. "All this time I was fighting you. Someone I didn't know for a while, even if only for a moment, even if I didn't ask for his name. A friend. Do you regard me as a friend or an enemy? I didn't know where your allegiances were allied to, so yes, I did," Naruto exclaimed angrily. "If that's the case, how do you feel? Hurt, betrayed?" Naruto's fists were trembling with wrath as his ki began to grow within him, and if their eyes were tricking them, there appeared to be a little very faint breeze that caused bits of Naruto's clothing to shift, and even his hair appeared to be blowing up very slightly. There was even a time when Haku witnessed something weird happen to Naruto's eye color, thinking he saw Naruto's eyes change from blue to orange for a split second. Naruto bowed his head. "I don't feel betrayed. I'm hurt, but most of all I'm sad." "You're sad? I'm sorry for your loss. Sad for me?" Naruto confronts Haku once more, this time with narrowed eyes and bare teeth. "Sad for what Zabuza has done to you." "Zabuza has done nothing wrong to me," Haku replied, his eyes narrowing at Naruto. "How could you say that when look where you are now, he is only using you for his own petty personal gain?" "His dreams are my dreams, just like I said you'd never understand," Haku replied angrily, shifting his stance. "It's time to call it a day, Naruto." "Kabuto?" Sasuke asked in hushed tones. "Yes, what exactly is it?" "We're both ready to go again, so why don't we get in there and help Naruto fight this guy? Surely the three of us can take him down." "No, Sasuke, I don't think we should get in each other's way. How can you say Naruto is being pulverized right now? Remember, he still has a trump card up his sleeve, and I am sure you know what I'm talking about." Sasuke recalls Naruto's power-up from his fight with Zabuza. "That's right, he still has that power. I believe Haku is currently fighting at his full potential, while Naruto has yet to fight at his, and I believe we are about to see. Naruto, he's going to go in that power-up of his. If he's this strong now, how strong will he be then?" Sasuke questioned. "However, Sasuke, I will say this when there is an opening, and when I deem it, we will move in for the kill, but only if the opportunity presents itself," Kabuto said. Returning to the fight between Naruto and Haku, the advanced genin wipes away a little stream of blood that has seeped from the corner of his mouth. "You're right, Haku, it's past time to finish this. Know this, Naruto, one shall live and one shall die. Can I do it? Am I ready to take a life? Am I ready to take his life? The path of a ninja is a difficult one, and one that will be difficult for you. Wearing that headband on your head means you are willing to sacrifice everything for the sake of your people in your village, even if it means sacrificing your life. You will have to make decisions that you never thought you would have to make, not just for the sake of your teammates and your mission, but even if it involves your village to some degree." Master Zen's words resonated in his mind from the past. "I said I wouldn't harm your friends as long as they didn't interfere with our battle. Naruto's fists continue to clench to the point where blood can be seen leaking. After I take you down, I'll move on to them as Zabuza wishes. His dreams are my dreams, and I'll see that they come true. I'll repay him for what he's done for me even if it means losing my life. And I will not let you do that. I have dreams, and I have no intention of dying today until those dreams become a reality as well. A little weak pulse of wind erupted from Naruto's body, blowing dust away from his shape as bits of his clothing and even his hair began to move a little, and his ki can now be felt as the dominant presence of power being sensed from him. I've yet to show you what it's like to see me at my best, and since you're fighting at your best, I'll show you mine. You can threaten my life, but if you threaten my friends, I'll kill you, Naruto stated, putting a fist in front of his face. He rearranged his body, adjusting his footing, spreading his legs, and putting his fists to his sides, emitting a growl as he did so, and with a protracted growl, he powers up into Aura Spark, revealing it to Haku, Kunai, and Kabuto for the first time. What is this strange energy he carries? Haku thought aloud. So this is the Aura Spark that Kakashi was talking about. Naruto looks no different except for the change in eye color and hair, as well as a slight increase in muscle mass, but this strange power of his definitely just increased his strength. Now who will come out on top, Naruto or Haku? Kabuto wondered. Haku, let's finish this. I can't let you win for the sake of this country's future. Haku simply raises his guard, while Naruto stands before him with his fists balled. Naruto was already ahead of him, sending his right fist forward, only for Haku to narrowly avoid the hit by panning his head to the right, and Haku trying a counter kick for Naruto, only for Naruto to raise up his left arm blocking. When Haku's kick made contact with Naruto's left arm, the two vanished and reappeared in midair, with Haku being smacked across the face by Naruto, drawing blood from Haku. When looking up, he sees Naruto descending upon him fast pounding concrete instead of Haku who fled with pure speed and evasion, and Naruto's fist formed a small crater surrounding his fist denting the concrete. As soon as Haku vanished, Naruto did the same thing, which was a good thing because Haku appeared behind him, cutting the 3 senbon needles clutched between his fingers, but they were composed of ice. Naruto then kicks Haku in the face from his left, throwing him into the air once more, and as Haku recovers, he runs at Naruto, meeting him in the center. Amazing look at these two performed even though Naruto's powered-up state is interesting in and of itself. Him and Haku are still even, Kabuto thought as he continued to be enthralled by the fight. The two begin to throw their best at each other in the field of taijutsu as the two stood in place before one another throwing punches and kicks with both combatants either blocking or evading, but in the end Haku delivered a single punch into Naruto's face who locked his ground as the ice user still had his fist connected to his face. Haku let out a small gasp before Naruto delivered a punch to Haku's chest, causing him to cough. Naruto wasn't done yet, as he then delivered 2 quick jabs across each side of Haku's face before leaping up and kicking Haku once more, but to Naruto's surprise, Haku turned into water, revealing himself to be a water clone. Haku suddenly reappears to slash Naruto from his blind side, but Naruto quickly counters by placing both hands on the ground and kicking back his left foot into Haku's stomach, sending Haku flying through the air. Naruto then charged a ball of ki in his right hand, intending to throw it at Haku, but Haku was quick to summon those ice mirrors of his, and one formed behind him, catching him within, and the next thing Naruto knew, he was feeling 3 very sharp ice needles slash across his back as Haku leapt by behind him. Naruto would be lying if he said it didn't hurt, for the look on his face screamed otherwise, as his teeth were bare and gritted, and one of his eyes was closed tight with the other wide open, still indicating rage. Naruto, both Kunai and Sakura said with concern. I got you, Haku thought to himself as he jumped through the air. Haku was not going to back down, as he was seen dashing quickly toward Naruto to his left, and seeing the approaching Haku, the advanced genin kicks his right foot only for Haku to duck low while dashing by at the same time slashing those same ice needles upon Naruto's left leg just beside his calf. This prompted Naruto to grunt in agony once more, falling to one knee, his right, and at this point, Naruto was becoming agitated, or rather enraged. It was now Naruto's turn to vanish with his pure speed alone while in the Aura Spark state, evading another slash attempt from Haku who aimed from his head, and Haku was surprised as he saw Naruto coming at him from the direction he was dashing in to meet Naruto's Z-staff smacked across his face drawing blood, knocking Haku off balance. Naruto was not finished as he dropped his staff, quickly reaching down and seizing one of Haku's legs, whirling him around and throwing him away, but extremely low to the ground, causing Haku to slide along the bridge. When Haku regained consciousness, he called out while making a seal. "Crystal ice mirrors," says the narrator. As Naruto raced toward Haku, he came to a halt as many ice mirrors appeared all around him, even in the air, forming a large dome around him, and Haku appeared in each one. "What the?" Naruto inquired aloud. "See if you can take my greatest jutsu," Haku spoke up. All of the crystal ice mirrors glowed brightly as Naruto prepared himself within the center, but the next thing he knew, he was being cut up from all sides by thrown ice needles from all sides being from all mirrors, and everyone else could do nothing but helplessly watch as Naruto's form was being jerked around back and forth, turning in different directions from the onslaught. As Naruto's eyelids were closed tight, his garments began to tear with several minor tears and cuts visible within. "Somebody do something," Kunai screamed. "Naruto!" Sakura was on the edge of sobbing as she called in her concern. "Naruto, I'm coming," Sasuke declared. Kabuto reached out and grabbed Sasuke's shoulder, forcing Sasuke to look back at him over his shoulder. "No, Sasuke. What are you up to? They're killing him out there." "Sasuke, I know you want to go in there and help Naruto, and I do too. However, if you inside that dome, you will die." Sasuke returned his gaze to Naruto, seeing him tumble forward, looking to kneel, but he didn't as the onslaught continued as he was forced in the opposite direction. As much as Sasuke wanted to go in there and help Naruto, Kabuto knew he couldn't and wouldn't let him because Lord Orochimaru has ordered that he stay alive. If there was one thing Kabuto didn't want to do, it was upset Orochimaru, because if he went to him and told him Sasuke was dead, Orochimaru might kill him right there and then. Even with Naruto in his current state of power, Haku's jutsu has taken him by surprise. To get out of this position, Naruto must identify a pattern in the direction of attacks and escape accordingly. "He can get out of this, Naruto," Kabuto pondered. "Like I said, this is real speed and power," as he persisted with the bombardment, Haku stated aloud. However, Haku was noticing something peculiar. He can see all of the harm he was causing Naruto with his assault of ice needles being healed at an expedited rate, with a fiery orange glow within each wound as it quickly healed. "He's healing?" Surprise and shock are Haku's thoughts. Meanwhile, as Naruto was being pummeled, he opened one of his eyes and focused on Haku's shape traveling from one mirror to the other in slow time. This was incredible if he is truly the one throwing all of these needles from what appears to be all of the mirrors at once. The point was that Naruto could see him, but in order to pursue him, he had to first extricate himself out of this circumstance. When Naruto saw the needles rushing at him, he remembered his training with Master Zen and visualized them all as bees. After a few seconds, Naruto dodged one volley of ice needles, then another, and another, and another, and another. Even Haku became aware of it as Naruto reached down into his pouch, armed himself with a pair of kunai, and proceeded to repel the ice needles, causing them to fall helplessly to the ground. Even his companions began to notice, with Kunai and Sakura smiling and Kabuto smiling as he freed Sasuke's shoulder, who had not gone straight into the presumably lethal trap. "You see, Sasuke, he is seeing the pattern and will soon counter-strike." Haku was shocked as Naruto twisted and turned his body to reject the ice needles coming from all angles. "He repels all of my needles. How is this even possible?" Haku goes so far as to increase the speed of his throws and even the speed of his traversal from one mirror to the other in order to possibly beat Naruto, but it appears to him that he has him stuck because all he can do is reject. Meanwhile, deep within Naruto's head, a fox was scanning Naruto's current memory, which was being recorded at the time. As the recollection was produced, it was as if the Nine Tails was seeing through Naruto's eyes and hearing everything that happened and is happening now. For example, the Nine Tails has knowledge of ki because he was watching and even developing and harnessing his own ki just for him, and the same can be stated on the day Naruto was learning the Kamehameha wave, which means the Nine Tails also learned, which is not good. Even with all of this new knowledge, he couldn't do anything with it since he was locked behind this seal on this awful cage, and you can blame the fourth for that. He needed to escape Naruto's body if he intended to employ this power. When Nine Tails was awake, he would thoroughly contemplate and scheme about how he could escape because there had to be another way. However, such thoughts were set aside for the time being as he continued to bore witness. "I'm curious when Naruto will use that new technique he was bragging about earlier." This demonstrates that the 9 tails required to be awake and vigilant in order to be aware of it. He's doing well against Haku's jutsu right now, but he's still stuck. If he doesn't find a way to strike, he'll only wear himself out as his body continues to strain due to his aura spark. Naruto, you had better not die because I have no intentions of dying. If he dies, I die. Kurama raised his right hand in front of his face, exposing the red ki he had produced using Naruto's as a model, and for some reason he couldn't channel it through his own body, but instead he can keep it right here within the palm of his hand locked away? I could always send him my chakra, but I think I have a better plan. Aside from that, this could be a wonderful occasion to put my freshly constructed power source to the test. It was then that the 9 tails began to focus, and instead of channeling his chakra, he began to channel his own produced ki to Naruto, but there was a problem as the following few seconds passed. His constructed ki ball wasn't moving anywhere? Was it not forwarded to Naruto? What exactly is going on? What's the problem? He's got ki, therefore I should be able to channel some of mine to him, right? Returning to the fight, Naruto was already feeling agony on his body as a result of being in the aura spark, so he needed to act quickly and defeat Haku. There, Naruto, watching Haku leap to one mirror, immediately advances toward him, appearing to be moving in slow motion but still fast, and he was able to block Haku's path, startling Haku once more and kicking him across the face into the dome of ice mirrors. Naruto then prepares to unleash a Kamehameha wave. Now it's time for you to eat my new jutsu. Haku jumped to his feet as he saw Naruto begin the invocation of the Kamehameha as it charged between his palms. Ka! Haku hurled a dozen senbon needles at Naruto at breakneck speed, and just as they appeared to hit him, Naruto vanished while charging his attack, reappearing behind Haku. Haku throws another dozen needles, only for Naruto to avoid once more, and Haku realizes what he's doing. He's using the body flicker, says the narrator. I see, so he's using the body flicker because it's nearly untraceable to detect, and even Haku with his level of skill is having difficulty, and Naruto is doing this while charging his attack. At the same time, he is sacrificing a significant amount of chakra by using the body flicker. As he stood there watching, Kabuto reflected. Haku glanced over his shoulder, just in time to see Naruto vanish once more. Haku went to his right, only to see Naruto avoid his needles yet again, putting Haku on edge as Naruto began to circle him, appearing in various spots around him, perplexing him. That's when Naruto appeared in front of him, taking Haku by surprise as he looked at Naruto, who was glaring at him, and that's when Naruto brought his hands forward as he spoke out and it echoed. As Naruto's jutsu fired at him, Haku managed to make 3 ice mirrors before his form, making it appear as if he was consumed within the blast, and Haku even lifted his arms out before him in an X as his mirrors broke away. The blinding light within the dome of mirrors forced viewers on the bridge to close their eyes, and when it faded, the sound of a body hitting something that sounded like it cracked could be heard. Naruto stood in the center of the ice mirror domes, taking deep breaths while holding his cupped palms forward steady. He was sweating profusely and his aura spark was dissipating as the pain hit him, causing him to flinch and fall to his knees while still holding his cupped palms forward. Before Naruto, there was a trail of smoke, and as it faded away, portions of the concrete appeared to be ripped away from the power he placed behind his jutsu, and that is when Haku was exposed. All seeing Haku leaning on one of his fractured ice mirrors, adorning scrapes and bruises as well as tears in his clothing as his head was bowed, and Haku drawing in breaths after surviving the Kamehameha. How did you LLLL like that? Naruto inquired. With his hair now draping over his head, Haku merely gazed in his way. That was my new jutsu, the warp Kamehameha. Why you are not normal, Haku stated. I'm almost out of chakra and ki. I'm not sure how much further I can go, but I'm sure Haku is in the same boat. My body hurts from the agony. I cannot let him survive. I have to put an end to this right now. Naruto was too sleepy to observe Haku place one of his hands against the shattered ice mirror he was leaning against while Haku channeled part of the remaining chakra he had left, and via it within another mirror, primarily one behind Naruto, another Haku materialized. However, it was not the actual Haku, but an ice clone crossing its arms over its chest with ice needles between its fingers, ready to throw and finish off Naruto, and Naruto may die in this manner. However, Sasuke spotted this with his Sharingan and his body just moved on its own as he put as much chakra into his feet as he could, and as he rushed at Naruto, Kabuto reached out his hand and yelled Sasuke to halt. "It's all over, Naruto," Haku stated. In slow motion, the Haku ice clone lunges forward, hurling a dozen ice needles at Naruto's back as he turns his head to peer over his shoulder, his eyes widening, and it appears like Haku has just secured the victory. However, neither Haku nor Naruto expected Sasuke to appear out of nowhere, taking all of Naruto's ice needles as a shield against the ice clone that came at him, and right after kicking the ice clone across the face, shattering its head, he grabbed the clone, spinning it, and throwing it off to the side into a mirror, shattering upon impact. Kabuto, Kunai, Tazuna, Sakura, Naruto, who had Sasuke's blood on his right cheek, and even Haku were all silently watching at Sasuke as he staggered forward, gasping in breath. "No," said Kabuto. "Sasuke," Sakura cried out loudly. "He used himself as a shield to save him," Haku stated. Sasuke," Naruto addressed in hushed tones. Sasuke smirked over his shoulder, blood dribbling from the corners of his mouth. "You're such a moron." Naruto. Despite the pain, Naruto was able to grasp Sasuke in his arms, and while he held Sasuke, the ice user Haku was able to take a pill, most likely a soldier pill. Sasuke. "Damn it. To die here, and all without achieving my goal. Don't tell me you're not going to die." Sasuke coughed blood up. "Why did you have to save me in such a way? Didn't I tell you to leave this struggle to me? We're Leaf Ninja comrades, and as such, we must look out for our friends." "Friend? Those who abandon the mission are garbage. But those who abandon their friends are even worse." Naruto's tears were streaming down his cheeks at this point. "Itachi, he's still alive." When his name was stated, Naruto closed his eyes for a while, shaking his head left and right before returning his gaze to Sasuke. For the last time. "Naruto, Sasuke, don't die, okay?" Sasuke softly closed his eyes, leaving Naruto gasping in silence. "No." Naruto spoke almost quietly as he gazed off into the distance. Naruto called out Sasuke's name to gain his attention, but he received no response. Naruto snakingly drew his fingertips together to feel for a pulse. He didn't have any. "Sasuke is dead," Naruto thought to himself as he gazed at Sasuke's face. "I let him perish. It's entirely my fault. I didn't protect him. I let him down." Haku rose tall again, this time not on purpose, as he observed the sight. It was completely unintentional because he did not expect Sasuke to intervene. Even though he stated that he would go after Naruto's comrades when he had finished with Naruto, Haku had a tendency to spare his opponents. "Is this the first time you've had to bear witness to a friend's death? As a ninja, death is common and to be expected. He knew it, and so should you, because ninja are tools and are expendable. This is the ninja way." Naruto bowed his head as he carefully placed Sasuke in front of him while on his knees and leaned over him, staring Sasuke in the face. "Damn it," snarled Naruto. Sakura falls to her knees, wailing for Sasuke and Kunai, who has her head bowed, while Kabuto has his eyes closed and his fists balled. Tazuna averted her gaze. "And so young," muttered Tazuna. "Lord Orochimaru is not going to like this one bit. If only I were Strongeer." Naruto cried aloud in wrath and tears as he pounded his right fist into the concrete. When he stared at Sasuke, that voice that was in his head from time to time chuckled, and Naruto could hear him. "I can feel your rage, Naruto. If you want to be stronger, take my chakra, take your revenge." Naruto's eyes enlarge as they turn crimson, revealing a fox-slit eye pupil within. A red tornado of red-orange chakra formed around both Naruto and Sasuke's bodies, prompting Haku to raise one of his arms. "What's happening?" The wind began to gain up strength around Naruto, causing his hair to gently flare up. Naruto's teeth were clenched. The Leaf Ninja growled angrily as his eyes flashed an intense red glow, and those barely visible whisker birthmarks he'd always had were much more visible as they darkened. The blonde bits of his black hair went blood red as his hair spiked up, appearing like a flame now, and that is when the power burst around his body as his ki blazed, being red in hue, but he also had that ki and another demonic source of chakra within. His shape was even highlighted in red, and though Haku couldn't see it because Naruto had turned back, the shadow trim over Naruto's eyes and lids was black, exactly as the 9 tails were locked within him. Naruto's power was no longer pouring off his form with a sense of peace, but rather appeared to be flashing wildly. Everyone who was watching was in wonder once more, with even Haku sensing Naruto's demonic presence. Meanwhile, as they were under the bridge, Kakashi and Zabuza came to a halt in their combat, and Kakashi immediately felt the familiar chakra. What is this chakra that is not normal? It's foul, Zabuza wondered. This chakra can only be one of two things. The 9 tails, has it been set free? Kakashi wondered. Kakashi draws Zabuza's attention with a grunt before making his way up the bridge, and when both have returned to the top of the bridge, the two glance towards the direction where this power was coming from. Naruto slowly stood up, and when he looked over his shoulder at Haku with fang protrusions in his teeth, giving him a growl, Haku gasped, and honestly, Haku felt fear right now as Naruto turned facing him, causing Haku to take a step back. What exactly is he? Naruto's rage boils when he sees his teammate sacrifice his life for the sake of his friend. Haku is terrified as Naruto watches with murder in his eyes. Will Haku be able to survive against Naruto now, or is Naruto even still alive? Get him, Naruto. I'm not going to let you get away with this. As Haku stares on in dread, Naruto lunges toward him, howling in rage with a reared back right hand. When the enraged berserk Naruto threw his fist forward, Haku was able to evade in time, and Naruto's fist instead shattering the crystal ice mirror Haku was leaning against moments ago. Naruto snarled as he noticed Haku enter one of his mirrors, but Naruto ran at him, leaping up to the mirror Haku had just entered, then moving off to another before Naruto's fist shattered the mirror he was in. Or he tried to shift to another since he was intercepted so swiftly that he didn't even notice the kick to the face. Haku took a tumble along the concrete, coming to a stop within the center as Naruto leapt toward him through the air, rearing back a fist, but luckily Haku was able to evade as Naruto's fist damaged the bridge instead, and Haku shoots down upon Naruto from above, armed with a single ice needle to finish Naruto off. However, as Haku crashes his ice needles into the bridge, dirt shoots up in a little cloud, and while Naruto was spinning away at the same time Haku crashed, he vanished with sheer speed alone. It seemed like the next second when Haku's form shot out of the small cloud of dirt, crashing into another one of his ice mirrors, yelping upon impact, and Naruto dashed out of the small cloud of smoke after him, infuriated. As Haku sunk back into his mirror in evasion, Naruto slid to a halt, looking around for Haku in one of the mirrors, and he took sight of him appearing in one, so with his new level of speed, he was already before the shocked Haku delivering a punch to the mirror. This time, Haku couldn't duck because when Naruto threw his fist forward, it appeared that Haku's form was bursting out as the parts of the ice mirror he was recently in scattered around. Haku collides with the bridge, coming to a halt, leaving the enraged Naruto inside his dome of ice mirrors, who suddenly howled aloud in rage with his arms out, and the next thing that happened was all the ice mirrors shattered to pieces, as if blown away by some invisible force. Haku felt it, as did everyone else, understanding what normal chakra feels like and that what they were all feeling now was not normal chakra, with ki mixed in. Naruto's head was dropped, his hair concealing his eyes, and his form was bent over before slowly raising his sight to lock onto Haku with his demon-like eyes. The enraged Naruto had one target, and it was Haku who knew it, fully aware that he had no chance against Naruto right now. Not in the manner of Naruto or Haku in his current state. Haku had eaten a soldier pill to refill his chakra, but how long could he hold out against the savage Naruto? Haku swiftly rises to his feet, taking a few steps back as Naruto began walking slowly toward him, then jogged, then sprinting toward him, and Naruto was closing in quickly on his feet. Haku needed an advantage, so he assumed the familiar jutsu position that was one of Zabuza's hallmark techniques. Hidden mist jutsu, says the narrator. Almost instantly, a heavy mist blanketed the bridge, obscuring the onlookers, who had just seen Naruto raise his right fist to strike Haku. Naruto threw his right hand forward, only for Haku to dissolve under the mist, dodging his punch, causing Naruto to snarl in frustration and gaze around with wild animal eyes. This was bad news for Kakashi in particular because Zabuza would almost certainly utilize it to his advantage again, but whether it would benefit Haku was debatable. Right now, Haku was hunkered in the mist, ensuring that he was a safe distance away from Naruto while devising a strategy. Naruto was currently walking across the bridge, carefully lowering himself into a squat and sniffing the air. If only Haku could see through this mist, he would be on the lookout if he saw Naruto sniffing around in the air, and that was the drawback of this mist because it blinded Haku as well. Where did this power come from? It's not normal, it's foul. He seemed to have fully recovered too, destroying my ice mirror with a single punch and the others with the release of this chakra of his and that other strange type of chakra alone. What is he? Zabuza, I'm not sure if I can defeat him, I may have just met my match. Haku was jolted out of his thoughts with a faint gasp as he heard the slow approaching sounds of footsteps coming directly towards him. Haku had a good notion who they were because he could sense his foul strength flowing from him. Haku acted quietly while the dead in the graveyard leapt through the mist, and Naruto himself came to a halt within Haku's position just a moment ago, emitting a low growl. Haku came to a stop within the bridge's construction equipment, observing metal beams heaped on top of one another and containers surrounding him. Haku immediately walks past them, coming to a halt and resting his back against some stacked crates. That was too close, I must not have been distracted, but how did he find me so quickly? Naruto had arrived, prowling through the maze of stacked crates and beams. Haku can sense his presence from where he is. All Haku did was stand still as Naruto crept closer and closer to his position, eventually coming to a halt directly beyond the crates Haku was hiding behind. Haku dared not move or even breathe as Naruto carefully panned his gaze to the left and right, and the longer he stayed, the more nervous Haku became. When Haku heard Naruto doing something, he took a peek around his hiding location and observed Naruto sniffing the air. He's sniffing me out, but who is he? Haku examined himself, seeing that he still had scars from Naruto's warp Kamehameha. He could now smell Haku's blood rather than his own because all of his wounds had healed, and he could tell the difference between Sasuke's and Haku's. Plus, he was sniffing for a source of blood nearby, and when he quickly moved his head to his left, zeroing in on Haku's position, he gets blinded by a flash bomb, and Haku flees into the mist, essentially sprinting away. As Haku ran into the mist, he honestly didn't know what to do to stop Naruto. Haku was already beaten, he was merely postponing the inevitable by fleeing to hide. Was Haku terrified right now? He was, in fact, of this Naruto he was fleeing. Haku recognized that he couldn't just keep running away like this because Naruto would find him again, and he was certain that the next time he wouldn't be able to escape. Haku came to a halt on the mist-covered bridge, his fists balled. Haku was not going to flee, instead, he was going to fight. When Haku turned around, he was startled to see Naruto standing ahead of him with those demonic-looking fox eyes and his combined chakra and ki glowing in a crimson-orange color around his form. Even as you are now, even if your power is far greater than mine, I will fight you to the bitter end. I must not fail Zabuza. I will help him realize his dream. It was at this point that Haku unleashed his chakra to the point that it flared around him, not once looking to impress the frenzied Naruto, who had just given Haku a taunting sneer. Naruto is no longer Naruto at this time. Haku ran forward with such speed that he left a lens flare of his shape behind, attacking Naruto with his taijutsu only to have his fists and kicks stopped or evaded, and to add insult to injury, it appeared as though Naruto was doing so without difficulty. Haku's blows were rapid, but Naruto's responses were even faster as he stood his ground before landing his own punch into Haku's gut. Haku's face was blank with amazement in his eyes as he felt the power behind his single attack, and Naruto finished it off by retracting his fist from his stomach and backhanding Haku away to his right. Haku managed to flip himself in the air, landing safely on his feet and expecting to see Naruto merely aim his same right palm toward him, rapidly forming a red ball of ki within the middle, and blasting it toward Haku. Haku, of course, avoided, leaving the bridge railing to suffer damage as portions of it were blown away, while Naruto fled from his location at the same time, showcasing his speed. As soon as Haku stepped onto the bridge, Naruto materialized right in front of his eyes, gazing him in the eyes, causing Haku to pan his head back in amazement. Naruto's next attack was swift, as he delivered a knee to Haku's stomach before kicking the bottom of his left foot into Haku's face, sending Haku falling backwards along the bridge. Naruto stepped forward, enjoying what he was doing to Haku, making him suffer, as soon as Haku came to a halt. Was it to avenge a slain friend, or was Naruto simply not Naruto at the time? Haku then lifted his face off the concrete, displaying the blood dripping from his brow. I absolutely must win. Without even trying to get up, Haku used the mist to vanish within, leading Naruto to come to a halt in his position without even attempting to raise his defenses. He swung his right fist back into the face of what appeared to be a Haku ice clone, and the energy behind his attack practically smashed to pieces. When Naruto countered against his ice clone, the real Haku appeared out of the mist to Naruto's left, but Haku's strike with his senbon needles clutched between his fingers did not matter, because Naruto vanished in evasion, reappearing behind Haku and delivering a kick to Haku's back, sending Haku tumbling forwards, this time along the bridge. The only thing Haku could hear was Naruto's giggling as he lifted himself up from the dirt, staring over his shoulder at this Naruto who simply kept chuckling with his toothy grin. "Who exactly are you? Where is it?" Meanwhile, he opened his eyes to find himself floating in water, surrounded by what appeared to be pipes within the walls. In fact, he appeared to be in some kind of sewer? "Where am I?" Naruto stands in knee-deep water, shaking his head left and right, causing the water in his hair to return to normal. Naruto looked around, not knowing this area at all as he walked down the dimly lit corridor. In anguish, he put his hand to his head. "What happened? How did I get here? I swear I was just fighting Haku and then all of a sudden I went blank. Where am I and where is here?" Naruto continued to glance about, even turning over his shoulder to see if there was a way out in the opposite direction. He became aware of a figure approaching him from down the hall. This presence was dark and chilly. "There's something down there that I don't like, it feels evil." He then heard the echo of a growl, as well as a gentle breeze blowing from the direction front of him, causing the water to ripple back and his hair to blow back a little. "Naruto." A demonic voice cried out quietly to him. "That's the same voice I've been hearing in my head, it's down there." You'd think Naruto would flee in the opposite direction, yet he felt compelled to meet this thing he senses head on. He walked gingerly through the water, feeling this malevolent presence grow stronger and stronger, signaling that he was approaching closer. Naruto ultimately found himself emerging within a huge open space, examining his surroundings, when he noticed a large gate front of him with what appeared to be some form of seal plastered on it. He could see a big shadow-covered figure on the other side of the bars from a distance, so he approached with caution. As he approached, he was stopped in his tracks by a growl from behind the bars, at which point the enormous eyes from behind the bars opened up, peering down on him, and the grin appeared through the darkness. "At long last, I meet my vessel face to face. WW, who exactly are you?" The demonic entity laughs. "I believe you have a pretty good idea of who I am, Naruto." Suddenly, big massive claws tried to pierce the bars, causing Naruto to leap back and take up his posture, looking fiercely up at the thing and shaking slightly. "Did I frighten you, Naruto? At the very least, you are not a coward. Most humans would escape for their lives in my day when I was free, but you are willing to fight even when the odds are stacked against you. So you're the one who has been taunting me in my head from time to time." "That's correct, and I find it hilarious to do so to such a weak human." "So you are him. You're the entity Mizuki was referring to, the creature my people fear and associate with me, and the same monster that invaded my village years ago." The demonic entity suddenly strikes his claws at Naruto between the bars with much more vigor and hatred. Apparently Naruto muttered something he didn't like, since this creature frowned down on Naruto, teeth bare, glaring at the youngster, but then smiled. "You're the nine-tailed fox," says the narrator. "That's correct. You cretin, this is entirely your fault. Everyone despises me because of you. My life has been so difficult because of you. How foolish of you to blame me for your misfortunes. Well, it's true, after all, you did try to destroy my village." The Nine Tails laughed. "If only you'd known." "Knew what?" "Oh, nothing," the Nine Tails remarked, his smile expanding.
What exactly did he mean by that? If you're going to blame someone for your misfortune, you should blame not only your own village, but especially the man you worship, the fourth Hokage. After all, I'm not the one who sealed myself inside of you, am I? And as for the community, I'll let you figure that out on your own. After all, it will only make your sorrow that much worse."
"Whatever. So, why did you bring me here, and where am I? Please let me out." "You truly are a moron. Such a moron who doesn't even realize he's inside his own head." "What exactly did you say? Am I in my head? Did I just stutter?" "Alright, you stupid hairball, you're going to let me out of here right now. My friends require my assistance." "Oh, I wouldn't worry about them, but I can't say the same for Haku." "Wait, how did you find out about? What exactly do you mean by that? Let's just say I'm taking care of business for you because you're such a slacker. Would you mind taking care of my business? How about I give you a sneak peek?"
Naruto's head began to hurt as he grabbed it with both hands, collapsing to his knees in agony.
He saw flashes of what was going on with Haku. Naruto felt himself as terrifying, attacking Haku in a bloodthirsty frenzy. Haku was being pushed around like a rag doll, drawing blood from the ice wielder, who tried to defend himself, but the evil furious Naruto kept countering him, causing Haku to suffer. The last picture Naruto saw was his berserk self closing in on Haku and hitting him across the face, causing him to spew blood onto the bridge before being cut off from seeing anything else by the Nine Tails. How on earth is this possible? Naruto inquired aloud. He pushed himself up, a little wobbly. How could all of that be happening out there when I am right here? When Naruto hears the Nine Tails chuckle, he instantly points an accusatory finger at them. You're actually doing all of this. You should appreciate what I'm doing. I'm simply doing your job, if not for my own personal enjoyment at this fortunate moment of freedom. So you're controlling my body. I was expecting it. I sent you my chakra to give you more strength, but I knew you wouldn't be able to keep it under control for long. You lost control, and I was able to take charge, which is how you ended up here because you were weak. You might say I'm doing all the battling right now, but I'm having him die slowly and painfully for not only your revenge for Sasuke, but also for my own personal entertainment. Give it back, says the narrator. What exactly did you say? I said return it, you foolish damn fox, give me back control of my body and let me out of here. I don't need your help to defeat Haku. I'll defeat him on my own.
You'd be dead if it weren't for me. You mean, if it weren't for Sasuke.
Remember, it was Sasuke who delivered the purported death blow, and whether Naruto could fight Haku without the Nine Tails giving him his chakra thereafter was debatable. You ungrateful little brat, you should be thanking me now that victory is assured. I don't need your help to win, I can win everything on my own. The Nine Tails suddenly roars, causing Naruto to raise his arms till the fox's roar went down. Naruto then returned his gaze to the glaring fox, who smiled again, causing Naruto to grimace in displeasure. It makes no difference how much you demand it. I am now in command here, and once I finish with Haku, I will hand over power to you. You're lucky I didn't go after the rest of your pals. This is my mind and body, and whatever I say goes. Keep telling yourself. If you don't mind, I have an ice wielder to play with. Stop it immediately and release me or else, Naruto forewarned. Are you seriously threatening me, nine-tailed demon fox? What plan do you have to oppose me? Let me tell you right now that you have no chance against me. Step behind these chains, and I shall bring anguish beyond your wildest dreams. I won't kill you because if you die, I die, and I have no intention of dying anytime soon or ever. So, Naruto, go ahead and do your worst. With a smile, Ninetales said. You asked for it, says the narrator. Naruto changed his stance and began to snarl, causing his ki to flare around his body. The Ninetales was unimpressed, but he did watch Naruto cup his hands to his lower right with great interest. Kamehame, Naruto then thrusts his palms forward, firing off a blue beam surrounded by blue light. Ha! The Kamehameha wave explodes toward the Ninetales, who make no attempt to dodge as the beam closes in on his face as it passes through the bars. When the beam collides, it causes an explosion, and when the smoke clears, Naruto can only see the grinning Ninetales looking down on him. What? Naruto asked as he took a step back. Oh, that jutsu. I'll grant you that, but it won't even phase or harm me. As I previously stated, you are frail. No way that's the same amount of power I put in when I blasted Haku with the warp. You can try all you want, but you won't get anywhere with that power. Understand that Naruto was attempting to face a tailed beast, the strongest of them all. Even while Naruto was aware of ki as a distinct sort of energy superior to chakra, this did not mean he was more strong than everyone else. Even with his newfound strength, he couldn't take on Master Zen, the third, Orochimaru, or even Kakashi, and this creature was on a whole other level. That didn't mean Naruto would give up and let the Ninetales have his way.
Bridge wave land in the real world. When they returned to the actual world, Kakashi and Zabuza continued to fight, but thanks to Haku summoning this mist of his, Kakashi was back in the same scenario as before.
As I was saying before, the next time you see me, Kakashi, it will be your last. Zabuza remarked within the mist, giggling openly before dying away. Come, Kakashi. Relax and settle down. Where will Zabuza strike next? Kakashi suddenly had an epiphany. The bridge builder, said the author.
Kunai, who was still fatigued from using her jutsu, and Sakura stood vigil around Tazuna, forced to listen with their ears. Using their hearing, They can both hear in the distance further down the bridge what sounded like Naruto's outraged shouts, as well as Haku's yelping in pain. They were blindsided by the figure of Zabuza, who sprinted through the mist at Tazuna and the Leaf Ninja, intending to murder them all with a single swing of his enormous blade. They whirled around to see Zabuza race toward them, with little time to counter, but then Kakashi appeared, blocking Zabuza's path and using himself as a shield.
Too late. Slash. The sound of a blade slashing through flesh and blood flowing echoes along with Sakura's scream, which did not escape Kabuto's notice. He meant to go to Sasuke's body, but instead rushes to Sakura's scream. After all, he didn't want people to be suspicious of him. Returning to both the berserker Naruto and the beaten-up Haku, who falls forward front first on the ground, he is turned over and lifted up by his collar by the bloodthirsty Naruto, who rears back his right fist, which was already stained with Haku's blood, and Haku himself was beginning to look as if he had been through a train wreck. Haku only watches as Naruto's enraged grunts are echoed by his fist continually pounding into his face. Naruto's mind, Ninth Tail's cage. Meanwhile, back in his head, Naruto was staring up at the Nine Tails, who had his eyes closed and was meditating. The look of despair in his eyes is so invigorating. Don't kill him. The eyes of the Nine Tails open. After all, you said you were going to kill him. You don't want to avenge the death of a comrade? You do not want to murder your enemy. You're a ninja, and you don't even want to play one of your key responsibilities to death. You are very pitiful. If you don't want to kill Haku, why are you a ninja at all? You stop talking. I make my own decisions here, and I don't let some idiotic fur ball decide them for me. It is entirely up to me whether or not I wish to kill. It's all my decision. Let me out for the last time. No. Naruto then instantly launches a volley of ki blasts at the Nine Tails behind his cage bars, and when he was through, it appeared that he did no damage because the Nine Tails inside were just staring at him. You're starting to irritate me. What are you going to do to me to kill me? Naruto made a sly remark. Oh, I don't have to kill you, but I never said anything about not hurting you. Surprisingly, the Nine Tails saw Naruto soar through the air toward him, preparing to strike him in the face through the bars, but the fox smirked. Bring it on, you goddamned fox. However, before Naruto could even get past the bars, he was quickly tossed away like a fly by one of the Nine Tails' fingers, sending him spilling back into the water and tumbling through it. The Nine Tails just chuckles as Naruto lifts himself up with his arms on his knees, his wet hair dangling and blood seeping from both corners of his mouth. He gives the Nine Tails an angry gaze, unfazed by the situation. I am the only one in charge here, Naruto, and there is nothing you can do about it. Naruto balled his fists as he rose to his feet, growling fiercely at the Nine Tails, but then he realized something. The Nine Tails are in command, and where are they? He smiled at the Nine Tails, causing the fox to narrow his eyes. And what is it that makes you smile? I think you're forgetting your role in here, fox. What? You see, you're the one who's been locked inside my body. You're a prisoner. Naruto raises his arm, wiping the blood from his mouth. And I am also the warden. You don't dare to refer to me as such, you little piece of human shit. It sounds like someone is agitated by the simple truth. You stated it yourself, you're the one locked up by the fourth, and your presence behind bars shouts prisoner to anyone. We're here within my thoughts, and while you claim to be in command, I doubt it. Since this is my head, I believe I only need to focus, leave your ugly face behind, and regain control of my body. Do you really believe you can overcome my power, you stupid human? Don't you understand, fox? I am one of the most tenacious persons I know, and I never give up. The Nine Tails' eyes widen as he notices Naruto starting to vanish. See you later, furry ball. Naruto vanished before the Nine Tails' eyes, causing the Nine Tails to roar in rage before returning to a smirk. Wait, Naruto Uzumaki, I'm going to kill you when I get out of here. In the real world, the location is the bridge, land of waves. Back to the real world. Haku was standing ahead of Naruto, the berserker who was running at him. Haku assumed this was the end. I apologize, Zabuza. This youngster was no match for me. He closed his eyes when the first shot was fired, yet nothing struck him. Haku opened his eyes to find Naruto with his head down, his hair no longer spiked up and the locks of his hair obscuring his eyes, that flaming combined chakra and ki no longer visible or present, and his fist remaining in front of his face. The awful power has vanished. Naruto stepped back from Haku, panning up his head, and when he opened his eyes, Haku saw the sky blue that existed within them. Naruto's demon-like eyes had vanished, and he now appeared to be his natural self. When Naruto regained consciousness, he saw Haku's situation with wide eyes. He then raised his hands, revealing the red blood on his fist knuckles. Is all of his power gone now, or was it ever his? He appears to be back to normal. Naruto lowered his hands, glancing ahead to the clearly defeated Haku, who was hanging on by a thread and appeared to be about to pass out. It's over. I'm finished. What exactly do you mean by that? Why not finish me off? I just killed your pal, didn't I? Naruto snarls angrily and punches Haku across the face, drawing blood from Haku, who staggers back and falls to one knee, believing Naruto's attack was weak. Haku simply rises up again, facing Naruto. What happened to your ferocity? You know you can't kill me with that. You know there are people in the world who make this kind of mistake, not killing their enemy out of pity and instead allowing them to flee with their lives. You can drop your claim that you took Sasuke's life because you and I both know it was an accident and a sacrifice on his part to save mine. Permit me to ask you a question. Can you imagine not having a dream? Nobody requires you. The agony of simply existing. What exactly are you on about? I'm no longer useful to Zabuza. You've taken away my reason for living since he despises weak ninjas. Naruto had one question about Haku. Why in the world was he smiling? It was at this point that Naruto snapped. Why for something like him? Zabuza is an evil who steals money from crime folks. What is it about that EYEROWLESS freak that you care about? Tell me, have you ever heard of the previous title of the Hidden Mist Village? What on earth does that have to do with my question? I'm going to take that as a no. Back then, the Hidden Mist Village was dubbed Village of the Bloody Mist. Village of the Bloody Mist, says the narrator. You see, back then, anyone with a bloodline was considered impure and had to be purged. Do you mean purged? Yes, even children and parents killed their own children, and entire clans were wiped out. Worst of all, the fourth Mizukage, Yugura, was the one who sanctioned atrocities against his own people, but only those with lineages. How can a Kage do that to his own people like that? I wish I knew. Along with Zabuza. What exactly do you mean, as well as Zabuza? You don't know this, but do you know why Zabuza is a missing ninja in the first place? He failed in his attempt to assassinate Yugura. Wait a minute. Are you saying that Zabuza attempted to halt the purge? He made an attempt to defend his village. Actually, he's never told me what his true intentions were that night, whether it was to get Yugura's head or to halt the purge. I doubt anyone will ever find out. In reality, I doubt anyone will ever know the truth about that terrible period in history, or what prompted Yugura to do such a thing. If Zabuza had succeeded, he would have been hailed as a hero and, for all I know, the next Mizukage. That night, he fled from the village, evading his pursuers, and it wasn't long before he found me all alone. Afraid. Despite the fact that he had no interest in me at first, he took me in. I was pleased with my family, but when I realized I had a bloodline, my mother banned me from ever using it, and we kept it a secret between us. Or so we hoped. All of this was going on during the purges. That's right, and you see, one of my father's friends just so happened to be nearby. And that guy leaked your secret to the entire village. No, he told my father. My father murdered my mother and then attempted to murder me, but I killed him and all of his associates who were present on that frigid day. After everything that had happened, I was completely alone and unwelcome. I was prepared to embrace my father, knowing that I would die shortly from the cold and malnutrition, but then Zabuza appeared. Haku smiles once more. I was to be his weapon, and I felt like I had a big mission. I can no longer assist Zabuza in achieving his goal. So there's only one thing left to do, or rather, one thing for you to do, Naruto. Me to do? Naruto, please, kill me. What? Haku separated his arms. Complete me. I'm no longer useful to Zabuza. No, I'm not going. You have to be a Leaf Village ninja. I don't have to, I can make my own choices, damn it. It's a plea, a request, not a demand. If not for your village, if not for vengeance, then please do it for me. Respect my last request. Naruto simply stares in quiet. Returning to the combat between Kakashi and Zabuza, the copy ninja was clutching his chest wounds, having received a terrible cut from Zabuza's blade. Well, it appears that you were just in time after all, Kakashi, but at a cost. But you were still too sluggish. Did your desperation to save these maggots cloud your judgment and thicken the mist? Your ability to read my actions is fading even with that eye. Come on, Kakashi, Let me enjoy this even more. I want to have more fun as I repay the favor. As an added bonus, I am going to send you to the next world, where you will shortly be joined by them, where you can apologize to them for failing to protect them. Suddenly, Zabuza glances up to see Kabuto descend upon him with a chakra scalpel, only to dissolve back into the mist, dodging Kabuto's cursed attack. Too slow. From within the mist, Zabuza taunted. Are all of you alright? Kabuto inquired. Thanks to Kakashi, we're alright. You should cure Kakashi's wound while Zabuza is away. That's a good idea. Kabuto was about to heal Kakashi when the man brushed his hand away. Kakashi? No, don't heal it because there won't be any need for it anyway. What exactly are you talking about? I let him intentionally cut me. Kabuto, simply stay here and protect them with your life while I finish up with Zabuza. It's past time to call it quits. Kakashi strode fearlessly farther into the mist, coming to a halt away from the others. I'm sure you can hear me, Zabuza. You seem to believe that I am only here because of my Sharingan. I am a former Anbu Black Ops member. The sort of ninja I used to be. Not simply copying. I'll demonstrate my own unique jutsu. Kakashi then took out a summoning scroll and began to slide his blood across his body, whirling it around his form. Kakashi smashed his hands on the ground, and the next thing Zabuza knew, hounds emerged from the floor of the bridge surrounding him, and he felt the sharp fangs of the hounds bite down on him, subduing him in place. His loud agony grunt alerted Kakashi to the fact that he had Zabuza, and it was at this time that the mist's thickness began to thin. This indicated that Haku was either purposely bringing down the jutsu or that he had lost, which Zabuza believed was absurd. As the mist cleared, Kabuto, Kunai, Sakura, and Tazuna noticed Kakashi standing across from Zabuza, who was being restrained by hounds. Kakashi-sensei has gotten him. With a smile on her face, Sakura remarked aloud. How did Kakashi get him? Within the mist, he was nearly blind. Impossible. How could you have gotten me? Zabuza inquired aloud. There was no one I could see through that thick of a mist, practically having my Sharingan beat along with you using your advantage to fight by sound alone, but there was one thing you did not account for: how your opponent would find you, and that was smell. So Kakashi sniffed Zabuza out? Tazuna inquired. No, it was his hounds who did it. Now I see why Kakashi purposefully let Zabuza cut him. I'm sure Kakashi could have dodged Zabuza's attack seconds ago if he had wanted to, but he didn't, enabling Zabuza's blade to become tainted with his blood, Kabuto stated. So his summoning has detected the scent of his blood on Zabuza's sword. That is quite clever, Kunai congratulated her. This battle is almost over, Zabuza is defeated. All that remains is for Kakashi to strike the decisive blow. Haku has been defeated, and now Zabuza will join. All that remains is to deal with Gato himself, Kabuto stated. Now, Zabuza. I believe it is past time for me to finish you off, and what better way than with my one original jutsu? Original jutsu? Sakura inquired. Kakashi then formed hand seals, and the sound of birds chirping can be heard as light formed within his right palm, with his chakra visible surrounding him. Lightning blade, says the narrator. His chakra is literally visible with the use of jutsu, Zabuza stated. This is Kakashi's infamous lightning blade. Now I'll understand why some people refer to Kakashi as the lightning bolt, Kabuto pondered. Zabuza looked helpless to do anything but stare in awe at his approaching demise at the hands of Kakashi's lightning blade. Kakashi held the arching lighting in his hand, peering across at Zabuza, and slowly made his way toward him. The mist has dissipated. Your destiny is death. Tazuna, whom you attempted to kill, represents this country's bravery. The bridge he wants to build represents this country's hope. Your aspirations, Zabuza, cost the lives of countless people, which is not what a ninja does. I couldn't care less. I will continue to battle for my own values. I will request that you surrender, Zabuza. There was nothing but quiet between them. Then your future is death. Kakashi ran at Zabuza, as Naruto pulled out a kunai knife to administer the final blow. I'm so sorry it had to come to this, Haku. We may have become friends if we had met under other circumstances. Thank you. Naruto ran for Haku, intending to kill him, but as Naruto approached, Haku knew the danger that Zabuza was in, and his hands instantly stopped Naruto's kunai from approaching any closer. What? Sorry, Naruto, but I can't die just yet. Using the body flicker, Haku vanished. Where is he going? Naruto had a horrible feeling and quickly withdrew from his position. Kakashi closed down on Zabuza, putting him on edge and leaving him for dead. At least, that's what he thought. Haku appeared out of nowhere in his path, while Naruto on Haku's left leapt at Haku, reaching a hand out, and Kakashi's lighting blade was homing in. It all happened so quickly, but Naruto was too late. He only managed to hold Haku's right arm, but Kakashi's lightning blade had already sliced through it. Haku had used himself as a shield to take the hit for Zabuza. Even as Kakashi's jutsu wounded him, Haku remained as silent as the grave. The ninja dogs had vanished, and Haku had abruptly raised his free left hand, catching Kakashi's arm and restraining him, preventing escape. Your future is death, huh? Again, Kakashi, you appear to be mistaken. Haku, you did a fantastic job. Zabuza reached back for his sword, and despite the fact that Haku was now officially dead, Zabuza smiled as he planned to chop through both to reach Kakashi. I'm sure I picked up something useful, giving me this one final chance. To be continued.
What's up guys, welcome back to my channel Anime Fiction. I'm back with a new episode of Naruto was Goku's Descendant Part 11, and if you did enjoy the video, give this video a like if you're new to my channel and like my content. Subscribe and hit the notification bell for more crossover fictions with a twist. Now let's begin this new video.